He forgot the condoms. Hey. Oh, well, you say, what the hell? It's chill. I won't get got. I'm on the
Yeah. From that music video, you know that it's Throwback Thursday, but that's not what we're doing right now. It's time for Lifestyle Daily. Let's talk about sex and many more. But for now, let's talk about Top Choco, shall we? There's nothing more pleasing than Top Choco chocolate spread on bread. It has the power to awaken your taste buds and make you happy instantly. The Top Choco 3-in-1 instant mixed chocolate drink is suitable for preparing both cold chocolate, milkshakes, and cups of delicious hot chocolate. Just add hot water. Introducing the latest addition Top Choco family to the Top Choco family, the Top Choco Choco Cup, which is suitable for everyone and will surely be a crowd pleaser. Children can take it to school and imagine serving these cups at birthday parties, picnics, or any other gathering. This chocolatey treat will definitely make their day. Get your hands on the Top Choco Choco Cup today and experience the joy of chocolate spread in a cup. Remember, Top Choco is made with love in Ghana using only the finest ingredient. All right, Top Choco, it's chocolatey. Let's talk about HIV/AIDS and the scary numbers. Joining us this morning, we have to my immediate left, we have Emmanuel Boateng. He's a clinician and visionary Norman Foundation. Also, Abraham Addo is a principal health promotion manager at the Municipal HIV/AIDS coordinator at the Ghana Health Service. Gentlemen, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, Godwin. Thank you.
You're welcome. You will agree that this is a timely conversation, isn't it?
Yeah.
The numbers are scaring all of us. All of us. To start off with, let me start with Abraham, because you are the Ghana Health Service. How do you feel?
He's also in the Ghana Health Service.
He is in it.
Well, Abraham first.
How do you feel about these numbers personally as a person?
Okay.
First of all, if you tell us the numbers and then how you feel about it.
Okay, so having been working like on HIV for some time now, I would say that I don't feel too proud about the numbers, but we have come a long way also. You understand? Because if you look at recording our first case as a nation in 1986, that's almost like 37 years ago. Previously, people used to die a lot when they contract the HIV infection. Lately, it's not like that. Probably that is why we have relaxed, because of the incidence of antiretrovirals, and that will prolong the lifespan of the individual that has contracted the virus. I think for some time now, as a nation, we have relaxed, especially on the educational bit, like sending the information to the people. The services are being undertaken, yeah? You go to the hospital or the health facility, you test. Once you are positive, you are put on treatment. And so we don't hear that alarming rate. You see, those things that we used to watch on TV, see somebody so emaciated and looking all sick, and then you hear that people are dying in their thousands. You don't hear that. So because of that, I think as being in that field for this while, that is really one of the contributing factors. We have left it, but people are not dying. You see, I don't want to say that people should die, but supposing people were dying, like when COVID just sprang up on us and we were hearing numbers, people are dying, you realize the strength and the zeal with which as a nation we all rallied behind and tried to curtail the spread. But HIV has come to live with us. People are, well, if I have HIV now and I'm on my antiretrovirals and taking them like I should, there'll be no sign. So I'm looking like you, asymptomatic, strong, healthy, going about my business all along. You see, so you're relaxing. You're relaxing.
That is all. Because it's a COVID, no.
Yes.
Now people, we are living with it now, so we don't really.
With the COVID, so I even had a conversation with one of my friends. Say, "Are you sure HIV is still there? Are you sure?"
What a question.
Yes. Are you sure HIV is still there? And you are still worrying us with this HIV. Even when I put this flyer across that, oh, I'll be on set today, so they should oh, back rough, no HIV. HIV,
Interesting.
Wow,
yeah,
that's what he said.
That's what he said. That's what he said. So it tells you how laid back we have become.
Yeah.
Yes, and that is what I think we should go back to the basics.
Okay.
We should talk about it more. Whether you are in church, in the school, in the market, in the hospital, wherever you find yourself, the little time you can educate somebody on HIV. I think if we go back to the basics, we'll be able to arrest
What's
this
preventing the Ghana Health Service to go back to the basics? Funding? What exactly?
From where I speak, from where I sit, probably there could be funding issues. But
generally, our priorities as a country.
Maybe it has shifted.
Okay.
Yeah. Because we have the medication in town. Once you want it, you can access it, and it's free. It's free. So persons living with HIV, they are like you and I, unless of course the person has been living with the virus and is unaware.
Yeah.
That is when maybe they'll come in sick and looking all bad, maybe stage 3, stage 4. But if they are known positives and are on treatment, my sister, they are like you and I.
Emmanuel, you know, because you have just mentioned stages,
Okay.
let's just remind ourselves. Somebody really thinks that they know HIV until you're educating them again. So, after, well, by now we know how you can contract it, the obvious ones. Yeah. But after you have been exposed to it, how long can you go and test? You know, some people go and test and then they say, well, I tested negative, and so they never go back again. Yeah. Tell us, is there anything like incubation period? At what point can they say that you have HIV? And at what point can you start taking your antiretroviral? Who is more susceptible to it? The women? How was the mother to child, transmission as well? I've heard that, as we were discussing before we came on air, young people are contributing to the highest number because they are sexually active. Yeah. You have to confirm this or not. I've also heard how the mother-to-child transmission is also happening on a very high base. But let's take it from incubation. Okay. At what point can you say that a person is HIV positive and all?
Okay, thank you very much, Emefa. I want to say a very good morning to your listeners and viewers, especially to alumni of University of Health and Allied Science, to the Vice Chancellor, particularly Professor Lydia Ziato, who yesterday took an award on behalf of our founder and CEO, Mr. Abraham Addo, who took an award as the Kofi Annan Youth Inspiration Award for Leadership and Community Service. So we say kudos to Mr. Abraham. All right, Emeva, that's a very good question. In fact, I must say that I really like the song played before this session, because for youth, we like sex. I mean, let me put it blank as it is. But we do not know that one of the conversations that should happen after sex is HIV. It has been taken out of our society. People are more careful about preventing pregnancies rather than talking about the infections that sex gives you. So we hear alcoholic beverages and things that promote sex, pictures that promote sex. But the next conversation afterwards is not about the infection HIV. So putting this side by side, I think we are sending a very good message out there. Just to answer your question, I mean, if you really take the HIV virus, then you get to understand that, guys, this is no joke. You know, when COVID came out, one of the things that we found it difficult in the health side was that when you hear corona means something with a crown. I mean, when you look at the HIV virus, it has spikes. And God has designed our human system that our immune system engulfs viruses or bacteria. Engulfs means that it swallows it up. How do you swallow a virus that has spikes? That is the whole debate. And that is how real it is. Now, when you contract this virus, it lives in bodily secretions, your blood, your semen. It has also been seen in saliva, tears, but those are very little, so you cannot spread it there. So the two main ways that HIV can spread is through the blood and the semen. When you contract it, what you do is that you move from your initial phase to the time that the virus begins to grow inside your immune system and start destroying your cells one after the other. While doing that, it is also replicating itself. So when we come and we measure and we find out that you have an HIV virus, be it type 1 or type 2, because the type 1 is the most commonly known, the one that is aggressive and can kill you. The type 2 is found in West Africa and it's not really aggressive as the type 1. When you come and then we see that you have the HIV virus, there is a 10-year span incubation period that research has come out with. Now, this is where the whole argument lies in. Within these 10 years, you go into what we call an asymptomatic phase. Basically, you show no symptoms. So the initial phase, you show symptoms like influenza or flu-like symptoms. You begin to feel fever, a slight headache, rashes, small rashes here and there. Yeah, just a bit like that. And these are common symptoms, right? Your mind will not even go that it is HIV. But when those symptoms go away, you have started your 10 years journey.
All right.
Within this 10 years journey, the virus is going to grow into what we call AIDS. That's the acquired immunodeficiency syndrome. And when it gets there, it comes with its own conditions that it picks up with.
Let's backtrack a bit.
Yeah.
If you are exposed to it, say you have sex now and you go to test today, will you test positive before you start your 10 years journey?
No.
You won't? Okay.
If you have sex with an infected person now, you won't. Right? Hours that you go.
Unprotected sex.
Thank you very much. Unprotected
They are
sex.
so particular about the terminologies.
Unprotected sex, you won't, maybe you go in to check, you won't see the virus there. You know, it is the viral count or the load that makes it determine whether it is positive or not.
Okay. And so it's likely that by the time you're showing certain symptoms, the fever, the headache, any flu, any other symptoms, it means that you have really been exposed, and then you have started your journey. When you say a person is on antiretroviral, what do you mean? What is the antiretroviral doing to the body?
Okay, so the antiretroviral, it acts as like, let's say, a blanket. You know, because it's a viral infection, it has no cure. So we are managing it.
Okay.
So the antiretroviral acts as a blanket. You know, it puts the HIV virus in check.
Okay.
So that, because the utmost aim of the virus is to destroy your immune system. And once your immune system is gone, that's when all these other opportunistic infections that my brother mentioned comes in.
Okay.
So the antiretroviral is supposed to strengthen your immune system to be able to deal with the virus.
Okay.
By dealing with the virus, it makes the virus, like it covers, let's say you've used the blanket to cover this water.
Yeah, sort of cushion.
Yes.
It makes you a bit stronger to fight
so
more.
that it is not able to destroy your immune system.
Okay.
And then once your immune system is strong, you can deal with any infection.
Okay. Apart from us being very relaxed on the topic of HIV, how did we really arrive at young people being most carriers? What is really the challenge? Young people are not testing, or they are having more unprotected sex, or they have tested and they are not on antiretroviral.
Okay, so it could be a myriad, just like you have alluded to. All these three factors can come into play.
Well, okay.
Probably the young people are testing, and they are disclosing, they are getting to know their status.
Okay.
And so HIV is dangerous. It's dangerous. I go to test, and I'm negative. Oh, okay. So let me explore. You know, once you are sexually active, you definitely have sex. That's why we are saying that sex in itself is not the issue, but it's the unprotected sex. Just like Ima said, the first thing that comes into mind, oh, I'm going to have sex. I don't want to get pregnant. You see, it is rather the pregnancy bit, but not the resulting thing that will come out of the unprotected sex. Probably I could pick up an STI.
Yeah.
And STIs also open us up to getting HIV in the end, untreated STIs.
Okay.
So an STI, so HIV, that is one. And the syphilis and all the other things are also there. So young people may be testing, and once they find out that, oh, I'm all clear, oh, then I can spread my wild oats.
Okay.
The next thing too is that maybe they have tested, and they are positive, and they are not coming for treatment. Because you see, like he said, the 10-year span. So maybe I test at year 1. I'm still very healthy. What is HIV? Are you sure this HIV thing right is true? Because there's no sign to show that I have it.
Yeah.
So they go underground. they don't come for treatment. And by the next time you see them appear in the facility, they'll be coming with a lot of complications. So that is another. They may be testing and be coming out positive, but they are not on treatment. That is also very, very possible.
Okay.
And also the fact that they are sexually active.
Okay.
Sorry, if I may just add a bit of data in there to back what my brother said. I spoke about the viral count. Now, when you take your antiretroviral drugs, what it does is that the HIV virus is measured in copies per, let's say, a milliliter of blood, all right? So the antiretrovirals are so potent, okay? We want to put this out there for the youth to really get this. It's so potent that it can reduce your viral load to as minimum as within 20 to 75 copies per mils. But if you do not take care, I mean, just quite recently, I saw someone's viral load and it was about 30,000. 30,000, you are at risk of even developing AIDS before the 10 years happens. And not only you that, you are also at risk as transmitting it very fast,
Yes.
very quickly.
Yeah.
You see, if you have 30,000 copies and you are a mother, you are going to get pregnant, when you breastfeed your baby can get it. You see, so the education is that, guys, see, yes, the disease is not something pleasant. We all know that. But it can be treated to the barest level that you may even end up living longer than somebody who is having is there normal. So the good news is that once it brings it down to a number below less than 200 copies of the virus per milliliters, you become what we call, you cannot transmit it. Isn't that a good news?
Yeah.
You have it, but you can't
transmit it. Let's stay on the mother to baby transmission. How is it at the time that she's getting pregnant or at the time that she's giving birth? Or, I mean, I'm getting too technical, but are the statistics really scary as we're hearing?
Okay, so I'll put out a few when I'm done with the submission. So the mother-to-child transmission, previously it was prevention of mother-to-child transmission. Now we are doing elimination of mother-to-child transmission of HIV. Every pregnant woman or mother that comes to the health facility or visits the antenatal is taken through HIV testing.
You're
It is
mandated.
mandatory that every pregnant woman is screened for HIV. The reason is that early detection is very, very key to preventing transmission to the unborn baby.
Okay.
So at least every pregnant woman does 2 tests, HIV tests, in their
9 months.
Their 9 months period,
Okay.
at least.
Yeah.
First, at the first time that they report
visit.
to the ANC, and then when they are 34 weeks old.
Okay.
So that if we don't pick it up at the initial testing, by the time the mother is about 8, 9, we should be able to pick it. So that we will be able to forestall that transmission from the mother to the child. That is one. So when the mother is tested and it is found out that she is positive, she is quickly enrolled onto antiretroviral treatment to help her boost her immune system.
Which does not affect the fetus in any way.
It doesn't affect the baby in any way. So once the mother is on treatment, he said that once you are put on treatment, automatically, because of the potency of the ARVs, your viral load, especially if you are judiciously taking your medication, your viral load should drop by the 6th month. At least it should drop. No matter how high the viral count is, it should drop if you are taking, because the drugs that we are administering now are very, very strong.
Okay.
So once the mother is on treatment and delivers, the baby also is put on what we call prophylaxis, ARVs prophylaxis, because the mother's own is treatment because it is for life.
Okay.
HIV is terminal. But the baby, we are hoping that if all things are done well, should stop taking the medication at some point.
Okay.
Okay, so the baby will take his or hers for 12 weeks. The first 6 weeks, there's a dosage that is supposed to be administered. Then after 6 weeks to the 12 weeks, they increase the dosage a bit. Because their drugs is given per their body weight.
Okay.
So as the baby grows, the weight the dosage is, or the strength of the medication is adjusted upwards. So they take it for 12 weeks. And then after the 12 weeks, depending on whether the mother will breastfeed or not, we are encouraging exclusive breastfeeding, because the numbers tell the good story that even if the mothers breastfeed and do it well, exclusively without adding any other thing, no mixed feeding, the babies will still come out negative.
This is a mother who tested positive and is on antiretroviral, breastfeeding exclusively to the baby. The baby is still protected.
Still protected.
That's
and comes
some good
out
news.
Very negative.
In fact,
negative.
a lot of success stories.
Okay, let's go back to the clinic. I mean, we know that the self-testing kits have come, and hopefully it would help us. But in the clinics, how friendly, I'm talking about discrimination, especially when people know. There's one thing knowing, you can talk about it, but when the proximity to a person that is positive comes, you shake a bit for some reason, for whatever reason, I don't know. So at the clinics, when a person walks in and you have questioned the person and you suspect this and you put them to test and all of that, is it done together with people that have come for normal OPD? I mean, how safe and sanitized is a place for people to willingly walk in for HIV testing at the clinics?
Yes, thank you very much, Emifa. Now, that has been addressed. I can see that maybe in the past, when we started this, it wasn't really the best. Yes, the stigma might be there, or the whole idea is that the other patients don't get to know that maybe somebody is here for this purpose.
Right, right.
But now we are doing very, very well. First of all, the ART unit, okay?
What is ART?
ART is the
antiretroviral
therapy
right.
unit. Yes. So that is where mostly my brother Addo is.
Okay.
Their units are detached from
the general
OPDs. Okay. So they are giving a very special care, confidential. You don't know what is happening there, and then nobody even suspects there is something like that.
Can I chip in this?
Okay.
You see, when we started, and like you said, stigma, even now it is very rife. It is still there. Even the clients themselves, they stigmatize against their own selves. Because I've had the occasion to see a client walk into the clinic to come and receive care. The moment she saw another person who lives in their neighborhood, because of that, she didn't come to assess care. She went and came on another day. You understand what I'm saying? So when we started, we thought that by giving privacy to them, or rather protect them and shield them from the larger people who have come to seek care. But we then, as we progressed, we saw that no. It's like people then began to, why is it that this group of people are always going here? Why are they always, what is going on there? So then we use the OPD system. So they all pick their folders, go and have their BP, their weight, and all the other things checked. But as they finish, we have a nurse who then will go and pick our clients' folders and bring it to the unit. And also the unit, so when I was at Mamobi General Hospital like that, our unit was labeled Hope Clinic. Hope Clinic. You won't go and write HIV, but then everybody, hey, what is going on here? You understand? So it is the same system, just that so that it will cut the number of minutes or hours that they will spend in the clinic. They won't have to join a long queue. After they have done their whatever basic OPD stuff, they walk quickly into the clinic and pick them. And for a client who has been on treatment for a long time, unless they are sick, that is when they will report and go and see the doctor. They only come for their medication and then they go. And for somebody who is doing well on their medication, we give 6 months. So for the whole year, if the person is not sick, you only visit the ART unit twice in a year. And for those who live so far away, sometimes we can give a year. Because I had a client who was coming all the way from Upper East.
Why? There's no facility in Upper East?
There are facilities there, but you see...
He doesn't want to be known over there.
He don't want to be known.
Okay.
Most people do that a lot. And just to wrap it up, my brother held me there. The one thing we are also doing as practitioners is that we are also using code names a bit.
Okay.
So when you take your folder, what is in there you may not even understand, or when somebody takes it, will not even understand that, oh, this person is suffering from this ailment. So, for example, the antenatal books, they have code names that we practitioners understand. If somebody is positive or negative, we give numbers.
Yeah.
So, just in a way to keep it in confidence. And
So
all
generally
that.
what we are struggling with now is many people are having unprotected sex.
Certainly.
Not because we have shot antiretrovirals, not because people are not coming for their medications even though they know they have to take it. What really the challenge is young people or many people having unprotected sex and exposing themselves. How has the self-testing come to help? When people test at home and they are positive, have we recorded some positive, responses?
Not that I can speak to.
Okay.
But even with the self-test, just because of confidentiality and also because somebody doesn't want to come and spend too much time to test, they can procure it. But even after you have done the test, should the results be positive, you still need to come to the facility.
Yeah.
Because for the ARVs, they are not sold on the market.
Yeah, you have to come.
You
Every
still
time
have
they
to.
come, do you do a test again to check the viral load or
Once
something?
the viral load is done, so the first viral, for every client who has tested positive and is on treatment, their first viral load is done 6 months after initiation.
Okay.
6 months after they have been put on treatment. That's when you do your first viral load to ascertain if whatever medication or treatment you are giving to the client is actually working. And if the viral load copies in their blood is reducing. So after 6 months, you do your first viral load test. Then after that, you do the next one 1 year.
Later.
The next 6 months.
Okay.
The next 6 months.
Okay.
So 6 months after initiation, and then 1 year after initiation, 2 years,
Okay.
and then on and on.
Okay. Emmanuel, at the clinic, if a person comes and then they test positive, say it's a man or a woman, how easy or difficult is it? Are you able to convince them to bring their partners for, to test as well? Or you're able to put them on antiretrovirals and then life continues? I mean, not like nothing has happened. Do you understand my question? Surely I was exposed, if it wasn't blade cut or anything, which I doubt is contributing to any highest number, is a sexual activity that's contributing to highest number. How easy or difficult is it? Are you able to convince them to bring their partners?
It's not easy at all, MFA. It's not easy, especially when the person is married or has built a family for him or herself. You can see that the kind of complication the person feels that I may have to go through process A, B, C, telling my family, it's not easy. And the law does not permit you, the practitioner, to go behind the person and get the family involved. But hey, these are lives we are talking about. What if a young person is in there? Just to cut in, very surprisingly, we had a case of HIV being spread through a toothbrush. Very interesting. Toothbrush. When you're pasting, if you should look under your gum, you realize there's blood, pieces of blood. And that can pick the virus.
Yeah.
So not knowing, the children will actually, where their toothbrushes are located, it can mess up. So the elder one went to take the younger one's own name. It just spread. So it's very sensitive. So first of all, what we let the person understand is that, see, you can affect someone who is just about living their own life. 2, why don't you bring it down and then you get to the state that you can't transmit it at all. All right. 3, this is something that it can be managed. You will live your normal life. All right. 4, it is not necessarily that it is sexual activity that brought this to you. I'm here. Practitioner will explain it very well to your wife that there are other means. Perhaps maybe you even went for a blood transfusion, supposedly, at a facility that maybe it wasn't done well and then a mistake 1 or 2 happened. Or now people even do this shaving of your nails. I mean, people. And all of
this,
a mistake might have happened. We will explain all these dynamics to your wife. So some of them buy into it. And then especially when they have younger children and you tell them that their child or their children can take this and they will end up blaming you. So they bring them. But others too, I must say that the women are very difficult to convince than the men.
Tell me about it. Tell me about it straight away. It means the partner is unfaithful, eh?
Oh, no.
In their minds.
No, I don't think so.
Speak to me. I'm the only woman here. I want to speak for all women.
I don't think so. You see, the men, maybe I would say that it's because maybe our society is more patriarchal. So maybe the man is the breadwinner. So okufia if we make hospital yes me found bra. Bit me the number. But when the woman's bargaining rights is that low, and she's so dependent on the husband, and considering the society in which we live. So you see, so it will be difficult. So most of our clients who are ladies who are positive, it's only a few. Some they are able to go and bring their husbands. Some they go and tell their husbands what has happened, and they come with them. And then we do when they come. And you see, when they come, when you go and you bring your partner, you don't just come and see the clinician will say, "Oh, I'm a positive." No. We pretend as if nothing has happened.
Yeah. Okay.
So we are starting the whole process
afresh.
all afresh.
Oh, this is wise.
You see, all afresh. So we first educate you that this is what we are going to do. There could be A, B, C outcomes. It could be positive, it could be negative, and that. So this is what we are going to do. Once we do it, these are the measures put in place to ensure that you still be able to live a very productive and fruitful life. So we do it afresh, and then the outcomes, once we are coming to do, when the line is here, this is what it means. When it's here, this is what it means. So we put it in front of them.
All of us are watching.
We are all watching. Until Kwame, I don't know. So we say line up better until I see anything. I'm also there. So they break the news
to each other.
And then we take it up from there.
Okay. What about the young people? The many people that we are lucky, the many young people that we are lucky with, that are able to get to the hospital and then they find out that they are positive. Are they willing? Are they able to bring their partners?
Well, yes and no, in the sense that some of them are very adventurous and they think that it is something that can go. They've not really understood how serious it is. So for some, we have to even go on and show them images, graphics. Sometimes if you have a patient who is at the terminal stage, you show it to the person that this is the terminal stage of the ACE. You don't have to play with it. Bring whoever is affected, let us deal with it. But I must say for them, interestingly, most of them are also able to bring their girlfriends.
Okay.
Yeah. It's and into confidence, and then we are able to sort it out. Okay. So a bit gets stubborn along the line, but we are able to do well with them. What's
the Ghana Health Service deciding to do? Yeah, we're saying that we're not talking about it enough, but where and how are we taking it? Again, where are the hotspots? Are there any hotspots?
Are there any hotspots?
Are there?
Certainly. So maybe let me say that as a country, every year the National AIDS Control Program conducts what we call the HIV Sentinel Survey. Okay. So the survey deals with cohorts. So probably they will say we are doing a survey for pregnant women in maybe urban centers or rural areas. They're able to do this and disaggregate. So we have sentinel sites. Mamobi is one. We have Kaneshi, some in the rural, some in the urban. You see, so as a nation, our prevalence rate as a nation now, nationally, is 2.0. So that if you take, let's say, 100 people, every 100 people that you take, 2 are HIV positive.
All right.
Okay, but for Greater Accra, our number is 2.5, which is a bit above than the national average. You see, but of all the regions, it is Bono that holds the highest prevalence, which is 4.5.
Small region too.
Which is 4.5. And then the least prevalence is northern region, 0.7.
Okay.
So less than 1%.
And northern region is rather, it's not a large.
But they have a land mass, but it's sparsely populated. It's not that dense.
Okay.
You see, it's not that dense. And just so like you said, there are hotspots. There are hotspots.
Okay.
Adaraka is a hotspot. You know, there's a lot of activity around the circle and the Adaraka area. A lot of things, you understand? So Adaraka, for instance, is a hotspot.
Okay. What can we do? I mean, yes, we can talk about it on TV, bring back the messages. So that I remember the songs and stuff that we used to hear on radio and TV. People also said that it propagated a lot of fear and a lot of discrimination. It's emerging, sir, as in your years of practice as a clinician, and you as well, and a lot of experience with the Ghana Health Service. Do you think that we should bring that era back, or we need to alter our standard of communication to at least achieve?
So just like I said earlier on, we need to talk about it more. See, and the language should be plain enough for everybody to understand. We did that with COVID, and in a matter of a few, we were able to curtail the situation because everybody understood what the risk was.
Okay.
So we should make the risk clear, especially to our young ones, the youths, because they are the future of our nation. Yeah. And we want to prevent new HIV infections as much as possible. So I believe communication will do the trick. We should talk about it more on every platform, on right now social media and baby, when you put the message across, people will read it.
Yeah.
So the service, and this time the service needs to devise strategies to communicate clearly to the indigents of the land.
Is the test free?
Yes, please. It's free. Even the medication is free.
Oh, okay.
The viral load test is free.
Okay.
You see?
Okay.
So you have no reason to say that out of fear, I won't go and test to know my status. Okay. You are by this platform advocating that if you are yet to know your HIV status, try as much as possible to test, because knowledge is power. Once you know, you will take the necessary steps to ensure that you protect yourselves. But if you don't know and you are in the dark, maybe you have it, but you are unaware.
And just to chip in, we have a very good opportunity for you, God willing, tomorrow.
Okay.
The Visionary Norman Foundation is holding a health outreach at Nima Station. Nima Station. Even if I repeat Nima, because Nima has a very youthful population.
Okay.
Okay, we have a lot of young females there, young males, they're very active guys, and we really want to mount our stage for them at the station, okay? The vehicle station for people to come around and test. We are doing free screening for COVID, free screening for HIV, importantly, all right? And then we will be educating, and also on hepatitis.
Okay.
We'll be educating a lot. We also have an adolescent corner where we'll talk about your sexual health as a person, including menstrual hygiene, and give a lot of items to boost all these things we are talking about.
That's very kind of you. That's really good. Because I was going to ask what the Norman Foundation is about, but this is what you're about, right?
Yes, please.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Statistics in the bathroom kakayana All right, guys. Yeah, so you know what to do. Please. 3 months, and I say 1 year. Enter 3 months, and I say once you are exposed here.
Once you are exposed, it's because you say, "Ubisa BBC," like between testing and so there's a window period sometimes. That's why I say that you can't just test now unless you are already a known client.
All right.
If you go and have unprotected sex and you say, "Oh, my cough charm to make a test is here," but maybe you be in the window period, so 3 months you do it. Okay. And also the situation is not hopeless.
Yeah.
We have come a long way.
Okay, but quickly, Norman Foundation, how can we?
So currently, this is the health outreach in Ayawasu East, and we are focusing on Nima.
Okay.
All right. So tomorrow the program is starting at 7 a.m. sharp. Okay. All right, and we'll be doing all this there, so you can come, and then we'll tell you more about what we'll do and our next with the next outreach. We'll surely let you
By
know.
all means. Thank
you.
Let
me say this lastly, please, about prevention for AIDS. We know ABC, abstain.
Yes.
Be faithful, keep one sexual partner, and then condom use. Guys, about the condom use, the most important thing we want to put out there is about how consistent and correctly you use it. Consistency and correctly.
And correct use.
My professor will tell you, change your condoms after every round of sex. you don't use the same condoms throughout.
Yeah, I'll be sharing how to wear the condom.
Yes.
Okay. So there's a skill to it.
Yes, there's a skill to it.
It's a proper way to wear it.
Sure, all of that. Anyway, let me take this opportunity to wish my mom a happy birthday.
Oh.
Madam Comfort, J. Beto Methodist Church Taifa. Mama, Yamin Shaupi, a winter metimi, enya baby esi. Medasepa, Yamin Shau.
Mommy, Yamin Shawati,
Amen.
Yankwada.
Amen.
All right, thank you so much, Emmanuel Boateng, Clinician Visionary Norman Foundation. Thank you so much. And do well to be there 7 a.m. Nima Station and get tested. It's for free. And also thank you to Abraham Addo, Principal Health Promotion Manager, Municipal HIV/AIDS Coordinator at the Ghana Health Service. Thank you so much, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Throwback Thursday up next. Please do stay.